YouTube has not been working right. The technology has not been working right today. If you were watching me at stickham.com almost 2 years ago, January 31st, 2011, at 11 o'clock, we showed a live web conference from some area, some part of the White House, I believe, and the president wasn't actually there. He had a representative there. I don't remember who. Private business was being represented by the Kauffman Foundation and the Steve Case Foundation. Steve Case co-founded what was America Online, evolving into AOL, evolving into Time Warner AOL, and I'm not even sure what exists today from the original. But at any rate, Steve was a very successful entrepreneur, and his foundation and the Kauffman Foundation provided the seed money so that the Startup America Partnership could begin. And on that day, I, on behalf of David's Barter community, committed any resources that we possibly could to help America get started again. What could I do? I certainly could use my knowledge and understanding of marketing for myself, showing new businesses how to market their businesses. And it was about that time that things started to change in the development of David's Barter community. And as I started to take a step back and say, well, where was the community in terms of developing our social marketing, social network technology platform? Taking my experience of social marketing of the last 40 plus years and Curtis's, at that time he was 22, and he had spent 10, 11 years developing internet websites, I guess would be the best way to describe it. So between the two of us, we started our journey to create an environment where new businesses could get started. Because I was using whatever it was that we were developing, I was using it to, at that point, start a business and grow the business of the community, creating resources for the community, in the community, creating a place where folks who wanted to start a business could come and find the resources and actually go beyond just finding the resources and making it happen. And the result was, and that's really what our community is all about, the result was a landing page, a single page. Anytime you visit anywhere on the internet, you land on a page and if you look up in the browser, that page has a URL. Every page, there's billions and trillions of pages on the internet, have a unique URL. Let me show you what my landing page, well, I've got many of them, but what okay, this is my landing page, davidsbarter.com/SmallBizDavid. That's my landing page. So we created a page. There's a lot of technology on this page, things that you see and things that you can't see that support the page. And this is what, when I say start a business, it's as simple as creating a landing page. I personally have at least a dozen of these pages in the community. This was the first one. This is the most important one because it was the first one. This is the one where we actually test new ideas and new technology. I test marketing ideas. Curtis tests technology ideas. This is where it all happens. So if you want to see what is available so that you can create your landing page, your own landing page, you can go to this page and see what I have done. Let's look at the elements of this page, and it will help explain the story. Okay, here is what we call the banner. And in the banner is the SmallBizDavid logo, if you will. This actually relates very directly to name selection and branding. You've heard me talk about name selection. You've heard me talk about branding. This is something that will be consistent for me. If you go all over the internet, instead of a picture of me personally, you see what is, we used to call this an avatar. When I first created it as an avatar. This avatar was created from a picture, actually. A picture was taken of me holding the two books that I'm holding there. This was one book. Counterattack Business Strategy for Explosive Growth in the New Economy. I wrote chapter 23 of this book, featuring David Leopold and Brian Tracy. And I was also holding the book that I did totally by myself. I wrote the book, I put the book together, I actually manufactured the book with my friend Jack Russett, who was a printer. He was on the Governor's Small Business Advisory Council. I asked him, I went to Zanesville, Ohio, and sat down with Jack and said, here's what I want to do, Jack. How do we do it? How do we make it happen? And then not too long after that discussion, Jack bought a printing operation in Columbus, Ohio, so my activity was more in Columbus than it was in Zanesville, where we had originally started. But I was holding those two books, a picture was taken of me, and my avatar was drawn. And an avatar is very similar to a caricature. An avatar is very similar to a caricature. But that is my brand. We also, well, if you go to the homepage of David's Barter, you actually see our DB logo, which is also part of our branding. On my landing page, we chose to take this space, and instead of having the logo, we actually have a media player. That's actually a YouTube media player, so that when I create a YouTube, I can download it in that space on this page. The interesting thing that we have done with YouTube is every single page so far, except one, we used to have it, but we put something there in its place. 99.9% of every landing page that is in the community has a media player. We made that decision because video is become the most important aspect of marketing. That you tell your story through a video as opposed to telling your story through words, through a written blog. This becomes a video blog because that story can change and does every day. Every time I create a new video, it gets loaded. In our modules about starting a business, I've now created 32 YouTubes, well, they're not really chapters of the book because they fit into a chapter, but if I were writing a book, any one of my YouTubes could be the written part of that book. In fact, if I ever decide to do another book, and I don't think I will, but if I do, I will simply take some of the content. We have got almost 275 YouTubes now about some aspect of business, small business. I could transcribe any one of those YouTubes and it could become a part of a book. I just made this comment yesterday to somebody that I'm not so focused anymore about writing books. I get more mileage and better use of my time and resources if I do a video. And my followers at Stickam have been a very important part of that whole process. I started broadcasting Stickam 4 years ago. And in that 4 years, I've created, now it's close to 2,000 hours of broadcasts. 2,000 hours. And any one of those broadcasts ones, again, I could transcribe and make a book out of it. Put them together and make a book. But that's not my interest anymore. I've done that. I've realized the value, and it was great value. It was great value. But I think that's another interesting thing that happens in our community. We can be publishing new books all the time. It's just that they look differently. They are differently. Matter of fact, yesterday I got an email from a big company, big marketer, and I got a free template that they have developed to create an e-book. So I'm studying it right now to see how that can become a part of our community. So you could do videos to write your book, to do your book. You could do an e-book. A lot of books are getting published that way now as an e-book. And instead of the traditional way of manufacturing a book and all the costs of manufacturing, it costs virtually nothing to do an e-book or to create a video. Your only cost is time. The same time that you would take to sit down and write a book. We're just formatting it differently. That's what's happening today. And it's much more efficient. You get much better use out of it. And more people, it can touch more people. Thousands of people already have touched the various aspects that I have of starting a business that I've done, either through YouTube directly, and the big library of information I have there, or coming to the website and visiting the 250, 275 landing pages in the community that is the same material. So why would I take time and go away and focus on writing a book, then manufacturing that book, then marketing that book? It's all done right now. So if for no other reason, or there's a good reason, if you want to publish a book, do it the new way. And you can do it with a landing page in the community, just as I am doing. Okay, so I've got my banner, and you'll see that banner on every landing page that I have anything to do with. You will also see a media player, not necessarily placed there it could be placed somewhere else on that page. Actually, we've got a format now that places the media page, the media player here. But this is what one of the things that I am selling, that I am marketing. SmallBizDavid seeks 10,000 charter lifetime members as mentors of entrepreneurship in the SmallBizDavid Foundation, which is dedicated to starting new businesses with small business collaboration. There are 2 membership levels. One is $99, and it's priority status in the community. The other one is $199 and is priority status with a YouTube endorsement. Guess what? Finding another use for doing a YouTube. And with that, I am going to